India today's sting operation on Kashmiri Separatist continues to make an impact, with the National Investigation Agency raiding and interrogating close aides of top Hurriyat leader Syed Ali Shah Geelani. Meanwhile, the Separatist leader's son, supposed to appear before the NIA on Monday, has been admitted to a hospital after complaining of chest pain. But the NIA suspects this is just a delaying tactic.
India today's Hurriyat truth tapes has tightened the news around top separatists. The Hurriyat top rung under the NIA radar. But that doesn't deter Syed Ali Shah Geelani, who is yet again on a rant, churning out nothing but blatant lies, from claiming a witch hunt to threatening to sue the NIA. The rattled Pak proxy has tried every trick in the book to claim innocence. But this big catch by the National Investigation Agency has laid bare his devious designs yet again. After the arrest of 7 separatists, it's a close aide of Hurriyat chief and top separatist Syed Ali Shah Geelani himself who's under the radar.
I am in the Bakshinagar area of Jammu city, where the NIA team has raided the Devinder Singh Bahar residence. You can see this is the place where the raid is going on, and this is the place, the house. I am just showing, the camera person will show you. This is the blue and white house where the raid is going for the last 2 hours continuously.
NIA raids found incriminating documents and seized 4 mobile phones and a tablet. After searching the house, the probe agency took the suspect away for interrogation. Devendra Singh is an advocate who is part of the Hurriyat's legal cell. He allegedly acted as a link between the separatists and their Pakistani handlers, frequently visiting the Pakistani High Commission in Delhi. The NIA alleges that despite being a man with apparently modest means, he lived a lavish lifestyle and changed cars like clothes. Devendra's neighbors are outraged.
हम ये सोचने पर मजबूर हैं, इस वक्त हमारा जवाब देने के लिए मजबूर हैं कि ये हमारे बीच का ही गद्दार कैसे निकल आया, और जिसने इतने बड़ी, सब कुछ होते हुए भी, अच्छी फैमिली होते हुए भी इतनी बड़ी गद्दारी की है देश के साथ.
One of Geelani's son, Nayeem, has skipped the NIA summons complaining of chest pain. Whether this is drama or trauma will be exposed soon. But time seems to be running out for Pakistani agents on Indian soil. With Ashwini Kumar in Jammu, Bureau Report, India Today.
After Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti, it's her predecessor who has sparked a massive controversy. Speaking at an event in New Delhi, Omar Abdullah gave a virtual clean sheet to Pakistan in relation to the unrest witnessed in the valley in 2008, 2010 and recently in 2016 when terrorist Burhan Wani was gunned down.
Our neighbor across, as much as I know it's popular to blame them for everything that is happening in Jammu and Kashmir, it is not true.
This is Omar Abdullah, former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, who presided over one of the bloodiest summers in Kashmir's history 7 years ago. Now giving a clean sheet to the sponsor of terror and violence in the valley.
But it's not just mainstream political players in Jammu and Kashmir that are responsible for what is happening. The Union of India is responsible, whether it was the UPA government or the NDA government. Our neighbor across, as much as I know it's popular to blame them for everything that is happening in Jammu and Kashmir, it is not true. While we know that Pakistan fishes in troubled waters, we also know that they are not the creators of the sort of agitations that we've seen over the last, whether 2008, 2010, 2016.
Omar's remark has invited a sharp response from across the political spectrum. The former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir tried to clarify later, claiming on Twitter he meant that not all the disturbance in Kashmir is created by Pakistan. Omar's virtual clean sheet to Pakistan came just a day after his successor, Mehbooba Mufti, issued a thinly veiled threat.
35A के साथ छेड़छाड़, ये जो साहब मेरे पास सामने बैठे हैं या मैं बैठी हूं, जो वहां पर हमारी पार्टीज जो वहां नेशनल फ्लैग को लेके खड़े होते हैं, सारे रिस्क के बावजूद हमारे वर्कर्स, इनके भी हजारों की तादाद मारे गए, हमारे भी मारे जाते हैं। तो मैं ये बताने में मुझे कोई गुरेज नहीं है कि उस झंडे को कांधा देने वाला कोई नहीं होगा।
Kashmir continues to burn. More and more youth in the valley are picking up guns. But Kashmiri netas are busy playing politics, closing up to the very entity which bleeds them. When will these politicians put India first? Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the burning question on Monday morning, of course, Geelani's son has been hospitalized after he was summoned by the NIA. This is drama, or is it really the trauma of being summoned by the NIA? In fact, Umar Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti back Pakistan. Isn't this an insult to our brave Jawans, those who get shot, get killed by Pakistani bullets every day? Mehbooba Mufti is protected by Indian security forces. Why is the Chief Minister undermining the NIA probe? And is Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister defense of Pakistan agents anti-national? Will BJP condemn Mehbooba Geelani handshake? And Mehbooba backs Pakistan agents. Why is BJP silent? Let's straight away put this question to Sardar RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. Sardar RP Singh, the big question we are asking today in the morning is, why is the BJP silence on this treachery that we see not only from the National Conference but also from the Chief Minister, who enjoys that seat in Srinagar with your support? She says Geelani is still an integral part, Hurriyat is still an integral part. You have to speak to them. Why these two faces, sir? One in Srinagar, one in New Delhi.
Ankit, let me start with this, that we strongly condemn both these statements, but we also understand that it's their political compulsions because they have to cater to certain vote bank in Gwali, and they are into competition with each other on game of that minuscule vote bank which is of the Hurriyat-led people, people who have little faith left in Hurriyat now. And as far Mehbooba Mufti goes, whatever she has said on 35A, on going back to the Lahore Declaration, let me put it very on record. 35A or 370 has to be decided by Supreme Court if there's a case in Supreme Court. And Mehbooba Mufti is not above Supreme Court, and she has sworn on Constitution of India, and she can't be above Supreme Court, and whatever decision Supreme Court gives, she has to abide. Everyone has to abide.
Sardar RP Singh, before I go to PK Sehgal, Major General PK Sehgal, who is also joining us on the broadcast this morning, my simple submission and question to you, sir, is this: you're saying these are the local political compulsions. Is BJP so desperate to cling on to power in Jammu and Kashmir that you will let this narrative still be alive in Jammu and Kashmir, where your partner in the government there, for her political compulsions, keep on speaking about these Pakistani agents, keep on praising these Pakistani agents, the same people which the National Investigation Agency is now investigating for terror links, for funding to the stone pelters? And you're saying that these are the local political compulsions? Shouldn't the party be above these local political compulsions? Take a nationalistic stance, sir. You've been saying all this in Delhi. Why not just pull out of the government?
Okay, now there are two different things. One is governance and one is the political issues. As far as governance goes, it's the same Mehbooba Mufti under whose regime all NIA is acting, all terrorists are being hunted because she is the supreme commander there, and it is her, under her nose everything is happening, and it is not without her consent. It's with the concurrence from her. But I'm again saying what Umar Abdullah said in 2010, 2010. I mean, let's go by what he said in 2010 about Pakistan. But they say something different when they are in power. They say something when they're not in power.
No, but that's the sad part. Major General PK Sehgal, that's the sad part. In fact, RP Singh just admitting that they are double games of the politician. There's something, they say something else in Srinagar. They come to Delhi, there's something else. Is it time to call this bluff of the political parties, those who are, talking something else in Srinagar, and of course, just to enjoy the power, shaking hands with the party like BJP at the center?
it is absolutely and categorically clear that while RP Singh talks of Mehbooba's compulsions and constraints, they also are displaying similar compulsions and constraints. They talk a different language on the TV, but in actuality they are doing something entirely different. And it is time that this bluff be called. This statement of mine notwithstanding, I am absolutely and totally opposed to bringing in the governor's rule, because you cannot replace democracy with bureaucracy. It will be fatal and it will be playing into Pakistan's hands. So you got to find a modus operandi of how to get along in the valley without consideration of vote bank politics. Vote bank politics for the time being has to be kept aside, and the national priorities must take preference over vote bank politics.
Gauhar Geelani is also
unfortunate that our leaders don't display that sort of national fervor.
Yes, Gauhar Geelani is also joining me on the broadcast for more on this. Mr. Geelani, you know, RP Singh is talking about the local political compulsions. Let's just make one thing very clear, that if any citizen of the country, Jammu and Kashmir, despite the special pass they get, they are given those special pass through the constitution of this country. If somebody who travels on the Indian passport, if somebody who is an Indian citizen, who in fact enjoys the privileges given by the state, if they indulge in any anti-India activity, in any anti-social activity, the law will take its own course. What is the compulsion of Mehbooba Mufti to continue with the government, with the BJP at the center, and of course go back and speak in support of the Hurriyat leaders?
Mr. Ankit, you have to first understand that be it the Abdullahs or the Muftis, both families are known in Kashmir for their double speak. They speak something else in Srinagar, something else in Jammu, and something else in Delhi. So they have like three speeches ready for a similar issue, for the same issue. So in Kashmir, on Kashmir's turf, mostly they are seen as Delhi's representatives. But when it comes to vote bank politics, they speak the language wherein they talk about self-governance, self-rule or autonomy and other things, and even very close to Azadi. And then they, if you remember how PDP came to power, they were first known as soft separatists, and then they had you go with their election symbols. It's the green, green flag, and then there is this kalam dawat, which is the pen and ink pot, which used to be the symbol of a Muslim United Front in the late 1989.
Okay.
So 87 elections, during 87 elections. So you have to understand the politics of PDP first.
Absolutely.
How it came to power and how it had a kind of tacit understanding. There's an allegation that when they came to power in 2002, they were hand in glove with, pro-Pakistan Jamaat-e-Islami.
Absolutely. So this is
cadres voted for them. So no, please let me complete. I'm trying to come to your point.
Yes.
So that is first the double speak of the pro-India mainstream political groups in Kashmir. As far as your questions about Article 35A or Article 370 and other things are concerned, you have to understand, there can be no denial of the fact that there is a political sentiment on the ground, and people want a political resolution to this dispute, which has been lingering on for the last 70 years.
Yes.
And even the NIA raids and arresting of Hurriyat leaders is seen as, as arm twisting and political vindictive. It's seen as...
Gauhar Geelani, it may be seen as arm twisting, but there are incriminating, overwhelming evidence against the people that we are talking about. Let me just very quickly, before the benefit of our viewers and the panelists here, just play out that sting operation that India today has done. Of course, the NIA raid are a result post that. It's a known fact. We brought it out in front of the people. It was Naeem Khan of the Hurriyat who accepted that Pakistan is paying them money to create the unrest in the valley, to pay the stone pelters, money that is funneled to Hizbul Mujahideen, to Lashkar-e-Toiba and to other terror activities. Listen in and then I'll go back to my guest.
आपकी फंडिंग है वो मतलब साल के हिसाब से वो करते हैं आपकी फंडिंग या how they fund you? Different. Quarterly they fund you. Quarterly. Yeah, annually they fund you.
कभी मतलब quarterly और 6 monthly इस तरीके से
आ जाता है.
और कभी कभार वो ऐसा भी होता है कि वो कहीं सूर्या में रहते हैं, कतर में किस देते हैं, वहाँ से वहाँ गया, वहाँ से इधर आ गया दिल्ली, फिर आपने यहाँ से मुझे दिया. थोड़ा सा उसमें भी होता है परसेंटेज बीच वाला कट भी जाता है, जैसे पाकिस्तान से वहाँ गया, वहाँ से.
That was Naeem Khan, the man who has been thrown out by his own. Hurriyat has suspended this man after this sting operation. And still there are people like Mehbooba Mufti and Umar Abdullah, those who are talking about, almost giving a virtual clean chit to Pakistan as far as the problem on in Kashmir is concerned. We do understand, as Zafar Geelani is saying, that there are political sentiment, but it can't be meddled with the people and from across the border trying to instigate it. RP Singh, last word to you on this. You heard Zafar Geelani. Not even the people in Kashmir are surprised of the double speak of Mehbooba Mufti. Why are you still continuing with her in the government is absolutely baffling. You say something on the television channel and you let Mehbooba Mufti, who in fact has been always seen as a pro-separatist, soft on Pakistan approach, and you still are in par with her.
Politics and governance are two different things. What she speaks, I mean, we don't mind, but how does she perform, there's a bigger thing. In her regime only, quite a big number, I don't know the exact number, but quite a big number of terrorists have been killed or liquidated. In her regime only, the NIA has raided and has done what need to be done. So, what does she does on ground? That's more important for us.
Come on, don't distinguish between politics and government. You are basically saying that politics is above the national sentiment. Tomorrow, if Hurriyat tries to come into politics, they form a government. Will you let them off by saying that their governance is absolutely fine? RP Singh, that is something that the people of India are watching. Nobody in Jammu and Kashmir or across the country has any doubt that people, those who align with Pakistan, has to be ostracized. I am completely out of time on this. I have to slip into a very short break. I ask all my guests to stay with me.